The only planet in astrology that brings karma is Saturn. Okay? Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius. So the only true Saturnians in astrology are Capricorn, Aquarius. These are karmic spirits, okay? Now, Pluto is a karmic planet in astrology, okay? Because of its destructive powers and its ability to rebuild. So that makes Scorpio a part of that group. So Scorpio, Capricorn, and Aquarius, karmics. These people are deeply spiritual protected by their ancestors in the spirit realm. They get double time protection. That's why when you screw them over, especially if they were minding their business and not worried about you, and you go out of your way to try to make their lives miserable, you might as well buy a ticket to hell. And unfortunately, evil people, when they see all that kindness and healing energy and love, they're just like, oh, I'm fake, so you must be fake too. So let me do some fucked up things to you just so I can prove to you and everyone else that you're fake. And it's like, all of that was unnecessary. Just because people say they were being nice, like, just why couldn't you just be nice? I just don't understand that. Like, why do you assume that everybody's as evil as you? For what? And you think that when you're going to give me that negativity, you're going to break me. But you know what happens to a karmic when you actually give them negativity is that they get more powerful. It's like food. It's food for their soul. Every time you throw your dirt my way, you're making me better. There's literally no pain that anybody has ever given me that I wasn't able to manage, that I wasn't able to use for my benefit. And I survived them all. Just think about that for a minute. I survived them all. And here I am. Looking good, feeling good, being good. I'm still kind-hearted. I did not lose that part of my heart. I did not sacrifice my innocence. It wasn't worth it to me because I understood that your womb was yours. Your wound was yours. You did it to yourself. And that's why I'm nice to you, because I know what I put out is what comes back to me. I understand how basic math works. Purpose tool, but I understand basic math. Okay? You will regret the day you made that decision. I promise you that. How to release toxic people. So what's your Mars? Cat? What's your moon? Yeah, I know, that's no help. But helpful in the sense that once you decide what you want to do, you're like this. Okay, moon in Scorpio, yeah, I guess then decide. Decide, because once you decide, you should be able to turn off your emotion. That's the thing. When you decide and you make the act and make the decision to let it go. As a Capricorn, it's very easy to just hit the switch. Because you know why you're doing it. I mean, presumably they should know why they're doing, they got themselves here to begin with as well. But you know why you're doing it. So there's nothing else to talk about. Because the why was not within your control. Because usually it's because, like, something was done to you that forced you to, like, end things. So I think you need to decide that you want better for yourself. You need to decide to, like, not put up with people just because you feel loyal to them, but they show no loyalty towards you. I think that's the issue. You need to get out of that space of the smirkiness. It's like you want to be loyal, but you need to understand that, other people have the right to choose what kind of loyalty they want to give back to you. And if they're not giving you back the right amount according to what you deem important and necessary and a perfect fit, then it's your decision to be done. That's really the main issue. It's you deciding to be done with them, because once you've decided to be done with them, then that's that. Like, whatever grief you need to have about it, you'll have it. because it needs to be had, but you know what I mean? The decision has been made for valid reason, so nothing can change that truth. That perspective makes things so simple, actually. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad that you get it. I remember one time when I was younger, I went over a breakup, and I was hyper fixated on the fact that the relationship had ended and that I was never going to see that person again. And one of my friends at the time, she looked at me and she was like, you just need to realize that they're a loser now. And that stayed with me for the rest of my life. Like, because Scorpio and Capricorn love so hard, it's hard for them to like get out of whenever things change. You know, their sensitivity also makes them highly prone to getting hurt. They care too much. So all that we shared tonight is that the opposite is also true. In the same way that this is the thing about life, everything is about polarity. So in the same way that you care too much, you can not care at all. You can actually like not give a fuck and be fine with it. Just turn it off. Someone say they're the karmic healers, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Capricorn, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They will teach you a lesson whether you like it or not. You will learn something from encountering these three in your life. Okay? You will learn some valuable something that will stay with you for the rest of your life. Because that's what they do. They're karmics. They bring your karma to you. You're a walking lesson. They do. That's what karmics do. So like when you think you're playing them, you're literally only playing yourself. Because they're going to do what they needed to do. This is why they keep their side of the street clean, because they know when that karma is ready to rain down on you, it's going to be a shit show. They already know. This is why they ask you to leave them alone. This is why they don't bother you. This is why Capricorn is laid back. This is why Scorpio is laid back. This is why Aquarius is laid back. Like, it doesn't mean these three don't deal with issues. Capricorn is highly depressed, okay? Aquarius is highly anxious. And Scorpio is like mood disorder up and down. You know, like bipolar type energy inside. But outside, what you're going to see is a lot of anger. Because they're not going to show you the vulnerable side. Unless they're ready to do something extreme. Yeah. Miss Jean-Pierre said, I love it when folks leave me alone. Yes. When you do that for these three, they're so grateful. Like, thank God you're the type of friend that understands I need my space. Like, thank God you're the type of person that actually, like, got me. Like, you understand that I love you, but I need space from you at the same exact time. It's so hard to find people who can do both. Most people are just so narrow-minded, like they think like unidimensional. And it's like, have you tried another alternative where we don't have to be in each other's like faces all the time? Like, consider that. That time and space, how I feel about you. Wow. Mary said, I feel so seen right now. Karmics are people that were sent into this reality by their ancestors to come along with a lot of spiritual protection. When you do these people wrong, you're basically like ruining your own life without realizing it, because they were sent here for a job bigger than their own like selfish needs. It's about the betterment of the community. So it's kind of a big like task, a big responsibility, because they have to go through so much more than the other people, especially in childhood. So Aquarius, Scorpio, and Capricorn have had the worst childhood out of all astrology for that reason. Because all the tough lessons they need to learn about how horrible humans are, they needed to learn them at a home where it was safe and comfortable. So that they were prepared to see that people are full of bullshit when they get outside the house. So by the time these three left the house, many of them never wanted to come back. But Scorpio emotionally pulled to continue their ties with them. So out of these three, they're the most likely to stay connected with their actual like family. Because their families are also their terrorizers. Someone said it's too early for these reads. Barb. Wow, you have Pluto in your rising. You are the karma. Yeah, I have Saturn in my rising in Vedic. I'm definitely the karma. And in tropical, I still have Saturn in my rising. So I'm always the karma. Always. Usually when people meet me, it's not because their lives are going well. So the only place in the world where I can be used is to help people in the most desperate time of need. Because that is the flip side of the previous life that I lived. In the previous life that I lived, we're very like masculine dominated. I have a South Node in Capricorn. So it's like during this life, I'm actually like falling into my femininity and falling into my womanhood. And it's really nice to like observe all these transition because I have, Pluto, the Saturn at the rising. Like there's a lot of structure, there's a lot of discipline, there's a lot of hard work. And that's been really the theme of my life, whether it's Vedic or tropical. Usually people who have Aquarius rising and tropical have Capricorn in Vedic, which means they are the karma, always. So if you have the zodiac signs at the rising, you're always a karma. Always. But especially if you have it as a stellium, then yeah. These two mean potent. Okay? Because these people already have a horrible life. They don't need you to be an asshole to them for no reason. And I'm speaking like in general terms. Like these people are not bad people. These people are nice people who've had a hard life. Like who are just like really going through a lot. Just trying to figure out their way in the world. Like all of them. All of them, I wouldn't say are just bad people. I just pick up some bad traits. Trying to survive because they're traumatized and scared. Because you have to realize they had the worst childhood. All of them. Scorpio, Aquarius, and Capricorn. These are the top 3 kids that had the worst childhood. Like, what did you expect them to grow up to be like? Except traumatized adults. I'm a traumatized adult. That's why I go to therapy. That's why I have a therapist. That's why I have a psychiatrist. Because I live with ADHD and anxiety. You can't judge a book by its cover. Life is supposed to be felt deeply. And if you felt that, then you felt it. So why can't we both enjoy your suffering by ourselves without loading them onto one another? To them, it's actually a form of love to protect you from like the internal chaos of having had that karmic life. So I love my karmics. That's why I like talking about them, like on the videos that I make, because I need them to know that I see them and I love them and they're not alone, because it's a ride that most people never get to go on. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean other people have had a good life. I'm merely saying it's a very unique kind of experience that most people wouldn't know much about, you know? So they're just expected to be good all the time. And when they do things wrong, people act like it's the end of the world because they put them on such a pedestal. Because they figured out early on that they needed to keep their side of the street clean. It's very hard being a karmic. And they did so much work on themselves that they're such kind people